We wanted to put together a special package for my good friend Jeff Adwell. I've become friends with Jeff over the years. He sponsored a lot of my road tours when I was with Street Rodder magazine. But he wanted to do something special for his good customers, for his good friends, and for his good employees. And I think we put together a nice package. We had a party on Thursday night. Friday we went up to the M-1 Concourse. Saw you up there at the M1. Had a great day there, and then this morning we got parked. We got a special parking place. My hill, this is Jerry Dixie's hill here at Memorial Park, and we're having a good time.
It's great to be part of the Dream Show here at the M1. I know this is the second year they've done this, and we decided to bring 25 of our top customers up here and provide the venue, a space for them to hang out, a reserved parking, food up there in the VIP area, and it's been a great success. They've just been loving it and bragging about it, and it's a home run.
How nice is it to be able to show off some of your cars, and especially your customers' cars at a venue like this and around so many other interesting vehicles?
You know, as you know me pretty well. I'm not a good salesman, but you can't have a better salesman than a satisfied customer. And we got 25 of them here. It doesn't get any better than that.
I notice a lot of the crew here is here today and enjoying the day. It's got to be nice to be able to get them out of the shop once in a while and have a little field trip, right?
They love it. That's why I said, I think I've told you before, they do this because they love doing this, and these shows are just means everything to them. They volunteer to be here. You know, they're all volunteering to be here, and they're going to be late tonight, as you know, setting up and tearing down, and tomorrow. So, yeah, this is the Super Bowl, you know.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, for car guys, it doesn't get any bigger or better than the Dream Cruise, does it?
No, not at all. I mean, God, what, 40,000 cars will be there up and down here tomorrow, and 2 million people. Yeah. I mean, that's unbelievable.
It doesn't happen anywhere else.
Nowhere in the world. This is the single biggest car event, one-day car event in the world. And it all started from a soccer fundraiser.
to be where it is today, and then now for it to grow into this is pretty cool. But you know, my only bone to pick with the crew all being here today means they're not working on my car. Jeff, can we get them back to the shop, please?
We had the quarter panels on.
Can I drive it yet?
Maybe not.
Well, we've had this car since 1984, bought it from the original owner with 34,000 miles on it. It's now got 37,000 miles on it, had it all those years. We parked it in 1993 when our daughter was born and never rolled it out of the garage again until 2019 to wash the dirt off it and then send it to Motor City Solutions for full resto.
Is that always the plan? Is that you would eventually get around to building the car?
No, I think you just think you're going to get it out, but life happens and you raise your kids. We have 2 children, and so we waited till they were out of the house and started over.
I understand waiting for the kids to get out of the house for sure. Has this become then the next child in some ways?
It's a lot of work, yes.
It's a lot of work, a lot of fun. This car's only been together a couple of months, and so we've already taken it to a lot of places and had a lot of fun with it.
So this is fresh out of the shop.
Yeah.
It is, and we're so pleased. They were just wonderful and just made our dreams come true. It was just more than we had hoped. It was beautiful.
It is a beautiful car. What kind of reactions are you getting to it?
People seem to like it just because it's different. The color's different, and then you don't see that many demons. So, you know, you get a lot of people, oh, I had a Duster, I had a this, I had a that. And so it's just fun to reminisce for a lot of folks, I'm sure.
When you first got the car, what was the idea to drive it on a regular basis? Or family got in the way and that's why it got parked?
No, my first car, we still have also, it's a 69 Charger. And I just wanted another car. I had a friend in high school that had a Duster this color, and I thought that was a really neat car. And when I decided to add to the fleet, I actually went looking for a Duster and found this instead. So the rest is history.
Why did you guys end up deciding on Motor City Solutions?
Well, I actually did a spreadsheet and looked at a lot of different places. I went and visited several places, and when I went down there, I just felt at home. They made me feel very welcome, and looking at the work in their shop was fantastic.
And then Mike came out to our home and took a look at it. This was very generous with his time and not pushy, but very confident that they could do a good job, and so we were really pleased.
All right, we're here at Memorial Park. It's the Woodward Dream Cruise Day, and one of the members of our Chrome Circle Club with Motor City Solutions, Jim Myers, 1969 Charger.
This car is original paint, original interior. I'd say about 90% of the whole vehicle is original.
So when you went to Motor City Solutions with your ideas, they were pretty receptive to at least listening to what you had in mind and what you were looking for?
They were very receptive. The great thing about working with them is we got a great banter going back and forth. We should do this, we should do this. I want to do this gear ratio. No, we want to do this gear ratio. Oh, we should go with this style engine. This suspension, we got to set it up this way. It was a very good back and forth, back and forth, back and forth collaborative thing. When I worked with them, they were very open, they're very receptive, and they brought in elements that I didn't think about. I brought in elements they didn't think about. And one of the things that I really liked about them as well is, Steve, you can come into the shop whenever you want. Fantastic fabrication.
And paint work.
And paint as well. These guys are state. They know what they're doing. I call them artisans.
Full package, but from Stitch in the interior department to the paint and body guys and the motor guys. Fantastic people at Motor City Solutions.
Fantastic.
I've been watching your Fairlane 500 the last couple of days. This thing stands out. That's a white paint job.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is Wimbledon white. We did the restoration a few years ago, but Motor City helped with a lot of the build on it.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't know what's involved in a paint job to come out like that, and it's the preparation, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's not so much spraying the paint. It's doing the primer, blocking the primer, doing the fabrication, making sure the body lines are great. So you'd be surprised how much a gap would make a difference at the top of the door to the bottom of the door. You got to make sure it's perfect all the way down, across the bottom, across the front. So yeah, and that's, like I said, that's where I think Motor City, the high rods and restoration, they just shine.
'36 Dodge. I bought it when I was 19 years old.
Just like 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. I wish. I'm feeling that. But no, it's like I've had it for 51 years.
Wow.
And, I got a hold of Motor City Solutions, and they did their magic on it.
It looks great. You've been a fun part of our group. We had a good time yesterday at M1, and now today in Memorial Park at the Woodward Dream Cruise. You're part of the Chrome Circle Club, and you will be for now on.
Oh, thank you.
At Motor City Solutions, they like to say that every car has a story.
It does.
And their craftsmen help to tell that story, but this one's got a special story.
This one has a special story. So to start, this car is a 72 Corvette. It's an original big block 454 4-speed car, and it has 13,000 original miles on it.
Wow.
Now, a dear friend of mine, Paul Giltonen, he was a very accomplished engineer. He bought the car new. And Paul was a mentor of mine. He really was. He was the guy that helped me get started. He was my go-to guy for all things problematic with the company, different things. And he passed away in February, on February 16th of COVID. So he left this car to me in his will.
Wow.
And but to tell you, if I could, a little bit about Paul.
Sure.
So Paul had a really accomplished career in NASCAR, but he was always the guy who stayed behind the scenes. And to this day, he is the most successful chassis man, setup man in the game.
Seriously, that's amazing.
And when we did his celebration of life at the shop, Gary Nelson, which anyone knows NASCAR knows Gary Nelson, they worked together in a lot of crews. And Gary traveled up from North Carolina to be at the celebration, and was telling all the different stories about it. And the way he put it, that since I think I might have the year wrong, but maybe 1985, every Daytona winner from 1985 on to this day is using Paul's setup.
Wow, he had the key. He knew what he was doing.
And I remember him telling me one time he just took it as a real challenge, because they told him that the reaction to suspension and tires and stuff was unpredictable. And he thought, no, we're on a known source, a known course. The surface is known, everything else. No, we can make this work. And he put it in the mathematical formula. He did the NASCAR setup what Einstein did with the universe. He put it in. So he is, like I said, the winningest NASCAR guy. But he did so many other things. He worked on the cable car system in San Francisco. He redesigned all that. The key to his success was the details, the basics. He says so many people wander away from the basics. It's unbelievable.
What a fantastic story. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here and a wild guess and say this car will never go anywhere.
No, not as long as I'm alive.
We say it all the time. These cars have a story to tell. Well, the story of Wendy Cosma's 1966 Mustang just might bring a tear to your eye.
This Mustang was bought for me by my mom and dad in 1979. I was 16, turning 17, and I was the youngest of 3 kids. We looked in the Detroit area, tried to find a Mustang. I originally wanted a Mustang 2, and my dad said, absolutely not, that's not a real Mustang. Sorry to the Mustang 2 owners, but he said, you got to go with, one of the early years.
How lucky were you to get your hands on a Mustang at the age of 16?
I know, I was the luckiest. It was it had been in an accident, so the hood had been primed, so it didn't matter to me that it was this color with a burnt orange type of primer on the hood. I just fell in love with it from the minute I saw it.
You mentioned the emotional attachment and the ties to your father. What's it like when you drive that car? Does it bring back a lot of those memories?
It does. He's always with me in spirit every day, but when I'm in that car, it's just like he has his arms around me.
If you had ever gotten rid of it, do you think he would have sent you a little message of reprimand?
I think, to be honest with you, I think he's surprised I still have it. He's probably thinking, oh my gosh, what is wrong with that girl? But no. And then for my 50th, like I said, my husband restored it for me, and Motor City Solutions just did a fabulous job. I never thought I would have this car all in one piece together again, and they just did a fantastic job. We had a nightmare story from another shop, actually disassembling it and not finishing what they promised, and racked up a high bill. So we are one of the horror stories that Motor City, in my opinion, saved us from really dire straits.